Hey everyone, welcome to the Knit and Crochet Spot. My name's Melissa and I'm coming to you from the suburbs of Atlanta, Georgia. Today is Wednesday, November 9th. I hope everyone is doing well. If you're new here, I'd like to say welcome, and if you're returning, I'd like to say welcome back. So on this channel, I like to talk about knitting, crochet, and yarn, and I like to share things with you such as my finished objects, works in progress, and yarn hauls. And today is a weekly roundup video where I show you the things I've been working on in the past week. And it's actually been 2 weeks since I did a video like this, so I have a lot to share with you. I have 2 finished objects, 7 works in progress, but not, let's see, one of the works in progress I'm going to frog because I don't like it. Another works in progress I forgot all about it. And then I did start some new things because I finished some big projects over the past few weeks, and to reward myself, I said, go ahead and just start all the things. And then I also have some yarn to share with you. So let's get started. So my first finished object, if you've been watching my channel for some time now, you've seen this wrap many times, and I would like to say, thankfully, it is finished. I'm so happy. I feel like I worked on this for 20 years, but it is done. And here it is. This is the As You Wish shawl or wrap from Lyrical Knits. It was a mystery knit along that started earlier this year, and I just finishing it now, but here it is. And I'll also insert a picture when where it's all laid out when I blocked it. I'll insert a picture here somewhere, but there it is. I'm so happy. So let me take it off of the mannequin and show you. So I blocked it, and there were a lot of ends, but I weaved them in as I went, as I was knitting. So that was a lifesaver because there would have been a lot. So here it is. So where did it start? So it started here. And there we go. There it is. It's quite large. There it is. And there's the last bit, and it's all finished. I can kind of see through this to see that see what you're seeing, I hope. But there it is. It's done. It's ginormous. It is way, 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 way past my wingspan. It is ginormous. I didn't, when I blocked it, I really didn't, you know, I didn't want to over block it, or like, how do you say, aggressively block it or anything like that. I kind of was happy with the size that it was. So I just, you know, I laid it out, and I did, you know, pin it and stuff like that so that it would kind of keep its shape and stuff, but I didn't want it any bigger than it already is. I'm so happy with it. So this, yes, it was the As You Wish, an Inconceivable MKAL, and it's a paid for pattern on Ravelry. It's by Lyrical Knits, and she gives you some, there are some videos for some of the techniques on here, so, which came in very handy, like this. I forget what she called it. These are just here and there. So she did a video on how to do that, and let's see. Like this, I think she showed you, and so yeah, so I'm really happy with it. I absolutely love the colors. I'm really happy with it. So there it is. So I'm going to show you the yarn one last time for all of those that have seen this shawl many, many times. I don't know how. I think I'm just going to probably not worry about it so much. Just leave it like that. There we go. Yes, so I'll show you the yarn one last time. Let's see. I used Big Sky, Big Sky Yarn Company. And and the yarn, I'll show you all I'll give you all the details of the yarn. It is, let me use this one. This label's not very good. So let's see. The yarn is on the Star Sock base. It's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 463 yards for 100 grams. And this one is called Japanese Maple. And then there was this one, which is called Powder Room. This one is called Granite. And this one is Mr. Beam. So I didn't weigh this or anything, but I feel like I have, you know, there's a good amount of yarn still there. So I really do, looking at all of my scraps and stuff, I need to find some scrappy projects, because this is such beautiful yarn. It needs to be used. So there is the yarn. I really, really enjoyed this yarn. It was so nice to knit with. And the needle size that I used was a 4mm knitting needle. And this is, I think I used two 32-inch needles, because you knit, if you can tell, sometimes you knit on one side, sometimes you knit on the other side, and you would hold the yarn with a set of needles. So it recommends in the pattern to get 2 sets of needles, so that you don't have to do waste yarn, because you'd be putting everything on waste yarn, taking it off, putting it on, taking it off. So it was very handy to use 2 needles. So that is that. I'm really happy with it. I really love the colors. I'm really happy with it. I love it. This will definitely stay with me. I won't be able to let this go. Sorry, Mom. I give a lot of my shawls to my mom, but I don't think I'll be able to give her that one. All right, so, and then my last finished object is this hat. Here it is. Ooh. I haven't washed or blocked this yet, because it's quite large. This is the Musselburgh hat. It's a paid-for pattern on Ravelry, and it is finished. So let's see. I'll show you. So here it is. So you start, I don't even know which end let's see. I think I started here. So you start, this is a top-down hat. You start there, and then you just knit till you get to your size that it calls for in the pattern, and then you close it up like this. Close it up like this, and then you're left with this long thingamabob, whatever you want to call it, and you fold it in on itself. Let's see. Oh dear. Let me make sure. Yeah, so there you go. And then you fold it in on itself, and there's the hat. And then you can fold the brim. It actually is a nice fit, but the next time I make this, I'm going to use a smaller needle, because it is a little big. I mean, I didn't wash this or block it or anything. I'm kind of afraid to. It fits me okay. I don't have long hair anymore, but I've got a lot of hair. I've got thick hair, so it fits me. But like my husband, it's real big on him. I'll put it on. I look terrible in hats, but it fits good. It fits good. I would like it just a little bit tighter, but there it is. I'm definitely going to make more of these. I really enjoyed knitting this. So there is the hat. So the yarn that I used for the hat is Black Cat Fibers. There's our label. This is what I have left. This is on their Nomad sock base, 75/25 superwash merino nylon, 463 yards, 100 grams, and it is called, the colorway is Our Lips Are Sealed. So there is, see the speckles. I really love it. I really love this yarn. And I am happy with how the hat came out. It's a little big, but I have a feeling I'll be making a lot of these. So, you know, everything is, this is the first one and I can kind of tweak it to how I want it. So the needles that I used for this hat are my Highest Sharps 3.25 millimeter knitting needles. And I am going to go down to a 3 millimeter. The next hat that I make, because I think the good thing about this hat is that it's a paid for pattern, but I'm not really giving anything away, but you check your gauge. You don't have to like do a gauge swatch or anything like that. You knit some of the hat, check your gauge, and then it tells you based on your gauge how to knit the rest of the hat. So that's real good. And I just think, first of all, I think that I would like my stitches a bit better with a 3 millimeter, and it won't come out so big. I'm hoping, that's what I'm hoping. So that is that, and those are my two finished objects. Let's see. Where can I put this where I won't lose it? Because there's a lot. I should show you a picture of my desk right now. Okay, so on to my 7 WIPs. Okay, let's start with what I'm going to frog. Okay, so this is on my Molly Klein Designs bag, and I've been working on these socks, and I don't like them. And I'm giving up on this sock yarn because this is the second time I've worked with it, and I just don't like it. So here we go. This is just a vanilla sock. Here it is. Woo! There it is, and here's the skein. And I'll explain to you how I do my socks when I show you. I have another pair of socks started, so I will explain how I do my socks when I show you that. But here this is. I just don't like working on this. I don't like the yarn, and I don't like the look. I just don't. I usually, you know, I like all colors and color combinations and that, but this is just, I don't know. I'm not liking it, so I'm going to frog this. And the yarn here, they have beautiful colorways, but I just didn't pick out a good colorway. I thought it was a good colorway. I don't know, maybe if I make it into a hat or Musselburgh even. I don't know. I don't really like working with the yarn either, though. But this is the Schoppel Zauber Crazy. There it is. It's 100 grams. A lot of this is in a different language, so I don't know what it says. But it's 100 grams. It's a fingering weight. I don't know how many meters or yards. Well, it's 75% superwash, 25% polyamide, and it's 450, no, it's 100 grams, and I think it's saying it is 450 yards. I don't know. I can't read it. So there it is, and there's that yarn. So say goodbye. I'm going to frog this, but I wanted to show you because I did work on it. Yeah. Alrighty, and so I started a new pair of socks. I'm really happy with these. And this is in a Cottontail Farms bag. And these are Christmas socks. Look at these. I'm loving these, and I'm loving the yarn. And here they are. Look at this. So this is a vanilla sock. I knit my socks cuff down. I cast on 64 stitches, and I do a 2x2 rib for 15 rounds. And then I knit, and oh, I put it, I do an afterthought heel, so that is where I'm going to place my heel. And I do like a relatively short sock. And I just knit, excuse me. I knit and I just do a toe with a Kitchener stitch. And I like to knit my socks on magic loop. And these are a 2.25 millimeter needle. Look at these. So the yarn I'm using for this, using these two yarns, this one is Leading Men Fiber Arts. I've had this yarn for years. In fact, the very first SAF, Southeastern Fiber Fair that I ever went to, I bought this yarn. That was probably like 2017. So this is old yarn. So it's Leading Men Fiber Arts. Here's their label. This is on their Showstopper colorway. Their Showstopper base, and the colorway is I'll Meet You by the Mistletoe. And it's 463 yards, 100 grams, 75 superwash merino, 25% nylon. And it is really, I am so loving knitting with this. I love it. And then I'm going to do, I don't often do this. I usually just do the heel in a different color, but I'm going to do the heels, toes, toes, and cuffs in this yarn. And this is Malabrigo. Let's see. Malabrigo sock yarn, although I don't know why they call it sock yarn because it doesn't have nylon in it. It's approximately 440 yards. And let's see. Is that all it says? It is kettle dyed pure superwash merino wool. Yeah, it doesn't have nylon in it, so maybe that's not, but I couldn't find anything else that really matched this. And yeah, probably for especially the heel, I should have nylon in the heel, but I'm not too worried about it because they're Christmas socks. I really will only wear them at Christmas, and I actually only wear my socks around the house. I don't wear them in my shoes or anything. You know, I don't wear them in shoes and go out or whatever. So, you know, I'll be extra careful with them. I don't, you know, like I said, I won't be wearing them all year long, just at Christmas time. But it's really the only red that I had that matched. And it's not even an exact match. It doesn't even match the red in this, but I thought, you know, I thought it went well. So, yep, that is it. That is the sock I'm working on. All right, so let's see. Oh, let me put this in here before I forget. So I'm gonna show you a WIP that you've seen before that I made a little progress on. I shouldn't have been starting all these things. I would have made more progress on it, but anyway. So here, this is living in my Nan bags. Yep, Nan bags. Here it is. And this is a knit sweater for my granddaughter. And I made a little bit of progress on it. Let me see which ball of yarn. Yeah, there we go. So this is the, I'll have to put a picture of it somewhere in here because the copy is not a very good copy. But this is the Britannia sweater by tincanknits. And it's a paid-for pattern on Ravelry. And I'm making the 4 to 6 year old size. And I don't know if this is stitch or this progress keeper is accurate, but here we go. So basically, this is a bottom-up sweater, and you divide. How do they word it? You divide the front and the back. So that's at the point where I am now. I've divided for the front and the back. And you will attach the sleeves later on like, I don't think you knit the sleeves and then place them. I think you do the front and then you do the back, and then somehow you will attach the sleeves. So there it is. And you can see I added a new skein of yarn. I didn't alternate skeins. So you can tell definitely. But I don't think it's gonna look that bad. I think it's gonna look almost like it faded. I'm hoping, at any rate. So I think it looks worse. Maybe because of the lights and stuff. You can really see it here. Oh, you can really see it. Oh, well. I think it'll look fine. I think it's just going to look, like my daughter said, it looks like it's faded. So, anyway. See my cute stitch marker? That's from Simply Serving. Alright, so the yarn I'm using. So this is my second ball of yarn I've started. And this is a 100% superwash merino wool. It's a number 3 DK, 100 grams, 215 yards. And the colorway is Flamingos in Flight. And I should mention this, it's Yarn Bee Authentic Hand Dyed Vivid. So that's the yarn that I'm using for that. And the needles that I'm using are 16-inch circulars, 4mm, and that's for the body. So I've got 2 on here. So I didn't have to put anything on waste yarn. And then, excuse me, and then you use a 3.5mm for this part, and then probably the cuffs and around the collar. So there's that. So now on to new WIPs, and the one WIP that I forgot I even had. And I'll start with that one, and it's living in this bag. And this is from Allegheny Fiber Arts. Isn't that a fun bag? And this is a knit wrap, and it is a free pattern on the Knit Picks website. And let's see. It is called the Sedona Sunset Wrap. There it is. And this is what I have done on it so far. So it's kind of curling a bit at the end. But here it is. And I'm imagining, so I have finished with the increases, and now I'm just doing the midsection, and it'll just, you know, it'll get longer, and then eventually I will do the decreases. So there it is. And this is another fun stitch marker from Simply Serving. Isn't it cute? So there it is. I worked on this today, and I can't believe I just like forgot all about it. I'm having a lot of fun. There it is. So the yarn that I'm using for this, actually let me get this one out, is Ice Yarns. And look at that. Let's see. This is what kind of yarn is it? This is the Rosetta Worsted. It's a number 4 worsted weight, obviously. 30% wool, 70% acrylic, 100 grams, 200 meters. And the needles that I'm using are a size 5mm on 32-inch cords, my Chalgoos. So there is that. There's that. I love it. I hope that this, when I block it, I hope that this will not curl or stop curling. All right, here we go. This one I'll show you next. So this is living in a Hannah Lou Designs bag, and her bags can be found on the Bumblebee Acres website. And in this is a pair of mittens, knit mittens, I've been wanting to make for a really long time. and they are the coolest mittens I have ever seen. And they are the Braid Mittens by Tania Barley. And here they are. Look at them. I love these. I love these. Here they are here. And this was a very inexpensive pattern. Let me see. Oh, here we go. I love these. So I'm making these. I left the hat up there. I'm not going to get it, but I made a cable hat earlier in the year, a couple months ago, and I have, with the same yarn, I wanted to make a pair of mittens, and that's what I'm doing. So I haven't gotten very far on these, but here they are so far. That's all I've done. And that is all that I have done so far. That's it. And let's see. The yarn I'm using for this is a Yarn Bee yarn. It's easygoing. Here's the label. And the colorway Willow. And this yarn is 100 grams, 175 yards. It's a number 4 medium, 60% acrylic, 40% polyamide. Ooh. So there, that's as far as I've gotten. These are going to be really quick too. These are, I can't say who they're for, never mind. But here they are. And let's see, the needles, and I'm doing them, it calls for you to do them on magic loop, but I'm sure if you wanted to use DPNs, you could. I don't really prefer, I really only like magic loop for socks, but I don't have a lot of DPNs, so I don't even know if I would have DPNs for these, so I just did the magic loop. Let's see, and what size needles am I using? So it calls for 2 different size needles, and I've just switched to the bigger size. So for all of this, I was using a 3.5 millimeter. That's what I was using. And now, since you're going to go more into the hand, I am using I'm pretty sure, yes, nope. A 4.5 millimeter. That's what I'm using. Now that I've gotten past like the cuff, and now that you're going to go into the hand and all of that, I have you switch needles. Right. And the next one is living in this bag. This is from Forbidden Fiber Co. It's in this bag. And this is a headband, and it is a Hello Pistachio headband by Jana Morris. See, I'm into the, I'm kind of into the very, quick, small, well, except for that wrap, that'll take me a little while to do, but sort of the small, easy projects, right? I'm kind of into that right now. So this is what I have so far. I mean, this is dead easy. This is what I have so far. It's Christmas colorway. I thought this would be cute for Christmas to wear. Let me show you another picture, so you can kind of get an idea of it. So here it is, and then another picture. Let's not give anything away. See how it's nice and thick? I think it will fit my, it'll do good for me because I have a lot of hair, I have a big head, so I feel like that it'll be good. Oh, look at that. And I just mentioned Bumblebee Acres, and I'm using their yarn for this. Bumblebee Acres Fiber Farm. There's their label. And here is the yarn. I'll show you that side. Here's the yarn. This is on their Squishy DK. It's superwash, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 246 yards. It's 100 gram skein, and it is, the colorway is a Christmas engagement, and it was on their Downton Abbey inspired yarn collection. So I don't really know if you can see, there looks like there's little, you can see right there, throughout it, there's little hints of green. You can see it in this, I don't really know if you'll be able to see it in this. I'm not sure you can see it. I can see it. There's little hints of green in it. So this is nice and easy and mindless, and this is really gorgeous yarn to work with. So, and yep. And the needles I'm using for this are a 4mm. Has anybody else got Chowgoos off Amazon? Oh, and look what they do. They put the sticker right over all the information on what the needles are. Oh, and if you try to peel it off, you can't really. But anyway, so that's what I'm using for that. All right, so I have one last works in progress to show you, and it's a crochet works in progress. And this is out of a magazine that I got from Helen at Crochet Moments. I posted a video yesterday. Well, actually, I posted it on Tuesday. I'll say that because I'm filming this late Wednesday night, so a lot of people may not even see this till Thursday. So on Tuesday, I posted a Happy Mail video that I got from Helen, and in one of the items that I received was a magazine. It's this magazine, the Crochet Inside Crochet magazine, and I looked through it, and I started this cardigan for my granddaughter. Isn't that cute? So let me show you the progress I have on it. It's living in this bag. This is another Cottontail Farms bag. And here is what I have so far. So this is a top-down sweater. So I guess this is or cardigan rather. So it would go like this. It'll go like this. But there is the yarn. Oh, I love this yarn. It is so soft. Here's the yarn. And this is Hayfield Baby Blossom DK. And let's see, it's 100 grams, 332 meters, 362 yards, 100% acrylic, 30% nylon. And the colorway is Cornflower. It is so soft. It's beautiful. So soft. And what was the name of this? I didn't even tell you the name. This is the Blue Skies cardigan. And if anybody happens to have this magazine and is making this sweater or thinking about it, there is a little problem with the pattern. The stitch counts are correct, but there seems to be a couple of numbers off. It took me a minute. I figured it out though. I don't know if it's a typo. It happens on a few rows and then it corrects itself. But just so you know, yeah, so here's another picture of what the texture of the cardigan looks like. And the hook that I'm using is a 5.5mm. So there is that, and that is all my WIPS. So moving on to acquisitions, I have some yarn to share with you, and the first thing I'm going to share with you is my Freckled Whimsy Yarn of the Month Club. This is for the month of November. So if you receive this yarn and you haven't gotten yours yet and you don't want to see what it is, I suggest you look away now. So I was getting the DK version of this, but now I'm getting the fingering weight. And the yarn clubs, they come with a 100-gram skein of yarn and a 20-gram mini. They all do. So here it is. This is for the month of November. Look at that. It's beautiful. I'm so in love with this yarn. So in love. So look at that, the pinks and the brown and the orange and all the colors. It's very fall, so this might get saved until next year. I'm not sure. So the name of this is Vintage Photograph. And there it is. And let's see, this is an 8-stripe repeat, the self-striping yarn. And this is on the Serendipity base. It's 75-25 superwash merino wool nylon, 460 yards, 100 grams. And that is for the main, that is for this skein. This is 20 grams. I don't know how many yards. So there is that. I love it. I was getting the DK and I love that as well, but I do really enjoy knitting fingering weight socks, so I wanted some of this. So that's the first. And then Mustache Yarns had an update the other week. They carry Star Wars. They are also self-striping, and they carry a Star Wars line. And I thought it just came out around May 4th. You know, May the 4th. I thought that was the only time that they did an update for their Star Wars yarn. But she did an update last week, and I grabbed a skein of yarn. And this is it. Oh, I love it. Can you guess what it is? Which character it is? Can you guess? Are you not a Star Wars dork like I am? So this is C Droid number 3, aka C3PO. She renamed all of her she renamed them all. So they all, you know, like this, I think just used to be called C3PO, and now she calls it C Droid number 3. Can you see that? And there it is. And there's the label and this gorgeous yarn. So this is, it's a perfect must match set. So actually when you unwind it, there's 2 separate skeins so that you can have matching socks, which I love. So it is 75-25 superwash merino nylon, 460 yards, 100 grams. So there is that. I have 2 other skeins. I think I have Darth Vader and Boba Fett. I think those are the 2 I have. I'll have to go look. Now I have this, and I only bought 1. I was good. And then the last thing I want to show you is, so it was my birthday a few weeks ago, and my mother got me some yarn. And I think the weekend of, I don't remember, 13th, it was Rhinebeck, and she said, you want to get some yarn? And I said, yes, I do. So I got some yarn, and because it was Rhinebeck, I went on Miss Babs. I couldn't go to Rhinebeck, obviously, so I went on to Miss Babs' website, and I got the Rhinebeck colorway. How do they word it? Yeah, just the Rhinebeck colorway, and I got some matching yarn to go with it. So first I'll show you the Rhinebeck colorway for 2022, and here it is. Oh, look at it. Oh my. So this is called Harvest Plenty. Harvest Plenty, and this is on their tart base, which I love. It is 75% superwash merino wool, 15% nylon, 10% tencel. It's 500 yards, 457 meters, 122 grams. So it's a big skein of fingering weight. And then I got some yarn to go with it. This, my mother was super generous. And the next one that I got is this. I will say, although I'm very happy with this yarn, if you look at, and I'm pretty sure if you go to Miss Babs and look up Rhinebeck 2022, that the yarn that you'll see, it was a bit, like this is a little bit on the lighter side, like the purples were darker. It just so happens that the one I got, although, you know, you don't know until you cake it up because it could be hiding, they just looked like there was a lot more purple. It was darker, the purple, the reds were a little bit darker. I'm still really happy with this. But anyway, so I got this to go with it. One of the yarns I got to go with it. And this one is, everything's the same. It's on the tart base. And this colorway is, Cygnus. And then the last yarn that I have to show you, and another yarn that I got to go with the Rhinebeck colorway, is this yarn right here. It's on the tart base, and this one is called Coastal Fog. So I don't know how you would put it together. So all of these to go together. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, and Miss Babs, she always sends you a little sample of yarn. So this is the one that I got this time. And it said, this is the Big Silk worsted weight yarn, 60% merino wool, 40% silk. And if you were to buy, like I think this is just 10 grams, if that. But this is in the colorway Prince. And let's see, the Big Silk worsted weight yarn is 540 yards, and it's an 8.8 ounce skein. Wow. I mean, that's what it says here. I'll have to look that up. Big Silk worsted weight yarn. Miss Babs does big skeins of yarn, which I love. So that was that little sample that she sent. And she also sends these little stitch markers. I don't even know if you can see it really. Yep, so that is it. That's all I have to show you today. I thank you so much. This, if you lasted this long, I really appreciate it. Oh, let's see, I don't know when you'll see this because it's late on Wednesday night, but I wanted to do a Wednesday video. I had so much to show you, and I just didn't want more and more stuff to accumulate. So I still have to edit this and then upload it. So I don't know, you might see this Thursday, but I did film it on a Wednesday. So now I'm babbling as usual. But that's it. That's all I have to show you for this week. And I appreciate you watching. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of your week. And I will see you soon. And until then, bye for now.